Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I have with me a very special guest again, Jimmy Clare, the Crazy Fitness Guy. Can you explain a little bit about that name and what do you do in general?
Uh, so Crazy Fitness Guy is a health and wellness website uh, that uh, that is geared towards promoting healthy living through my autistic eyes. But it's there. It's a website that helps motivate people to live a healthier lifestyle, and it doesn't. It's geared towards beginners, intermediates, advanced, wherever you are in your fitness journey. Because hell, I've been working out for, I don't know, probably like 10 plus years. I don't know the exact number, uh, but it's been one too many long years. But I like it.
Yes.
But uh, but even now and then, I need motivation to get through. Because it kind of differs each and every single day. Like there's might be sometimes I wake up in the morning, it's like, let's do this, let's work out. And then but then there's some days it's like, I don't feel like doing my workout, but then I still do it
Yes.
anyway. But uh, I just feel like anyone can benefit from being motivated.
Yeah,
And so,
so
uh,
sorry,
and,
continue.
and so what I do, I'm a motivational speaker and I'm an autism advocate. And the reason why the reason I'm a motivational speaker is because uh, I tend to a I talk a lot and I don't know how to shut up. So
That's great. That's a reason for podcasting, I think. People who can't shut up and they want to talk more, even more. So, how did you first develop that concept? Trying to have an organization that is geared towards people who are trying to not just statistic people, but also normal people who want to improve their exercise regime and routine, shall we say?
yeah, the how I came up with it was when I was going into college. Uh, I started with my English teacher, and towards near the end of the semester, my English teacher told everyone, if you want to continue getting better at writing, you need to keep continue over and over and over again. Well, we tend not to do something over and over and over again if it's boring, and no one likes being bored. And that's probably why my handwriting stinks because years ago, I had practicing my handwriting skills. Uh, it was really boring. I had to write on a piece of paper. No one's going to see it. And just my mom and dad. And I was like, this is boring. I stopped it. And I've been, to be honest, I can still read my handwriting, but to other people, my handwriting looks like a 2-year-old could write better than me. Uh, no doubt about it. And that's just my own fault. And I was bored of doing it. So I stopped doing it. So I came up with a solution to a way to keep writing was to create a website because I knew week after week after week I have to keep coming back. And because it's like, who's going to keep coming back to a website if it's not updated? Not me. Uh, and so and I came up with the name after like the first name that I came up with, it was trademarked. Can't say the name out
Yes.
loud because due
Yes.
to trademark violations,
Yes.
etc. And this was and it was a total mistake. It wasn't like I purposely did it. I didn't know. I knew
No, no, of course.
I knew like of the laws that exist, but I didn't knew exactly the definitions of both, and so it kind of got confusing. It's not like they taught me that uh, in school or whatnot. And so I came up, so I started spitting out different names. I was like, and then I thought, how about Crazy Fitness Guy? And he goes,
Yeah.
no one else had it. And when I Googled it, Richard Simmons was known for it. And
Yes.
but but he was no longer doing being a personal trainer, and he never trademarked Crazy Fitness Guy. So I took it and I registered my trademark, and uh, and being up and running for 4 years, like the last 2 years, I've been focusing on making a solid brand look for my organization. And I started out ranking Richard Simmons' Wikipedia page, and so the name stuck. And I couldn't.
Yeah.
There was no takebacks then, and so I was like, I'm not taking it back. I'm keeping the name.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
think about it, it's memorable. It's like, hey, Crazy Fitness Guy, I remember that.
Yes, yes, yes. Everyone remembers the crazies, yeah, but not the non healthy people. Yeah, people who make the most sounds, make the most noise. They are the most noticeable. Yeah.
I agree with that.
And so, can you tell me a little bit about the hierarchy or the structure of your organization? How was it formed? What are the different channels it covers or cooperates with different organizations and foundations?
So, so how I so how I structure it, I write on different topics: autism, lifestyle, fitness, nutrition, self-care, self-help. Uh, I, one of my favorite my two favorite topics are autism and lifestyle, because lifestyle can mean anything,
Yes.
and uh, and I purposely chose broad topics just so I can because I knew I wanted to talk about a lot of different things, but I didn't want to just do like niche totally down, and then I'm just gonna get bored after a while. Where I can cover, oh, I want to cover this movie, and uh, and share my opinion about this movie and why I like the movie or why I dislike the movie, and obviously come from like maybe and maybe that movie can be health related movie, or maybe it could be a something else, or it could just be a fun movie, and that could fall under self-care, or some kind of lifestyle involved around it. And I also have a podcast called Crazy Fitness Guy Healthy Living Podcast,
Yes.
and uh, yeah, and it's funny. Some people call me. Uh, some people ask me, does the name Crazy Fitness Guy Healthy Living Podcast, they always, some people say like, wow, that's a long name. And then I was like, to be honest, the first name that I picked for it was a lot
Yes.
longer than their than the name now. So I was like, I cut it down to 30, like 36
Yes.
words, and it's like it was 66.
Oh
So
no. Yeah.
I was like, I can't get it too short now. Then it'd be like Crazy Fitness Guy podcast. Sounds kind of
Yes.
boring. If it's a healthy living podcast, it'd be like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
My
So
website's been up and running for 4 years, and my podcast has been up and running for a year.
wow. Nice. Nice. So, what kind of topics interest you the most, or get you the most exposure, shall we say?
I think if I have read my analytics correctly,
Yeah.
and that depends on how accurate it really is. I think a lot of it varies. There's a lot of people who read the most recent post. One of the most recent posts I have currently is stress and anxiety, but then but I also post a lot about autism, and a lot of people have been commenting. It's like, hey, I know someone who's autistic, or they have autistic kids, and they've been. A lot of people have been promoting my stuff on social media, and it's like, hey, I really found your article very helpful. I found your podcast very helpful, and it's like, man, I was like, I didn't know
Yeah,
this was really needed, but I didn't even think anybody was reading it. But a lot of people started reading it, started sharing my stuff, and it's like, really? Wow. It's like one of my posts got over like 100+ shares on it, and I was like, man, you guys shared it
damn.
like it was your job.
Yeah.
No, it's much appreciated. I'm just saying, I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't know that that would be that popular.
Yeah. Sorry. So, did you think that you want to help people by starting this organization, or did you just want to do something fun for yourself that you seem to that you see is necessary for yourself?
At first, when I started it, it was it was just supposed to be like a uh, a self improvement kind of project of just continue writing and writing. But then I started seeing the numbers grow and
Yeah.
grow and grow. I was like, okay, now I'm going to turn this into a business because
Yes.
if I just continue as a hobby, I'm just going to come and go as I feel like it, and it's not going to work out very well because hobbies can, well, you can either continue it or it can get boring and then you just stop it. But since my website's been up and running for 4 years, and my podcast hit 1 years old, a year old, and I was like, I'm not stopping there. I don't think stop. Uh,
Yes.
and it's like I'd rather sink with the ship than just
Yeah.
quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not- and I'm not saying I'm going to sink with the ship anytime soon, but I'm just saying if it came down to that, I'd rather sink with the ship than just jumping overboard.
Yeah. I'm sure you. I'm sure that you won't let anyone uh, escape from on the lifeboats or something like this. You will let everyone drown with you, because I think that if your ship drowns, there is a great light that will be shut down, shall we say, uh, to the world. But have you had a lot of offers, shall we say, to collaborate from different foundations to make projects that actually bring back to the community or help people who are under those circumstances, who suffer from these disabilities?
Definitely, I've been on. Today's my 82nd podcast interview.
Oh,
I also
that's
been featured in New York City Times Square. I also been featured on Australia TV, and my podcast has been played around 9+ different countries around the world, Japan included. Which I was like, really? I'm getting listens from Japan? I was like, that's amazing. Uh, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Japan or whatnot. I just was kind of
yes.
shocked of who was listening. I was like, well, I knew people were going to listen from the U.S., but I didn't think Japan. I had people from China. I had people from India. I was like, I'm kind of shocked. I didn't think it was going to people would be listening. On even when I listen to my own voice, it sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. I was
Oh
like,
no, yeah,
yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I was like, I want Morgan Freeman's voice. uh, uh,
Yes.
uh,
One the
it's
voice
like,
of God, yes.
yeah, it is like to me when I listen to my own voice, it's like I sound like that, yeah.
Yes. You
But I
want
was
to
like, people can
listen,
stand my
yeah.
voice.
Yeah, you want to sound like a National Geographic, yeah.
Exactly. I was like, I can't even stand the sound of my own voice, and people's like, don't you listen to your own podcast? And it's like, no, I can't listen to my own voice.
Yeah,
Every
yeah,
time
yeah,
I edit it, I was like, ew. I'm
yeah.
like a voiceover.
So, do you think that this project, your website, the podcast, does it have a larger goal, shall we say? Can it be a larger competitor, have a larger stake in the business, shall we say, of trying to do good with the research of
Well,
autism and disability? Yeah.
well, for me, I'm not trying to put it as a business. Well, I mean, I consider it as a business, but
Yes.
uh, I don't want to have a billion workers underneath
Yeah.
me.
Maybe philanthropy or entrepreneurship. Maybe business is the wrong word. So
Well, okay, I'll go with that. But I was like,
thank you.
so what my goal is, I want to be able to travel around the world and speak at
Mm,
uh, million. I want to have millions of people at my events and whatnot, and speak to many, many,
yeah.
many, many people around the world, from one conference to another conference to many different stages around the world,
Mm,
big stages, small stages, any kind of stage. A lot of people in person and selling out tickets and everything. Uh, yeah, that's the logical, uh, and I think there's always going to be goals for my website. The goals are always changing, always improving, always taking up one more step, one more. And people say, "How do you not run out of goals?" And it's like, there's always goals in every single part of life, and there's always goals. Hey, without goals, it'd just be a dying website. And say, so I have goals and I meet those goals. Sometimes I don't meet them right away, which sometimes bugs me, but other times I reach them and it's like, wow, I didn't think I was going to reach that.
Yeah, so can you tell me a little bit about yourself as a person? Do you have any types of hobbies, movies or foods or stuff you like to do in your spare time?
I like to play video games. I like to read books. I just got myself a new Kindle
Yeah.
Paperwhite because I love reading. Uh, Though I don't mind reading hard copy books and whatnot, but they're I'm just running out of room on my
Yeah.
bookshelf at home, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm running out of room where to put this stuff. I don't have any more
Yeah, yeah,
space.
yeah,
It's
yeah. I
like if I
feel the
buy one more
same.
book,
Yes.
it's gonna. I think my whole house is gonna be covered in books.
Yes.
And uh, I also been. I also like to watch TV shows, movies. I also like to hang out with friends and family. Yeah, so that's my. I think my favorite food is sushi because it never gets boring to me. There's over
Mhm.
so many different types, so many different fishes. I like sushi. I could literally eat sushi any time of day. I know that's not possible, but it's just like I love I love fish.
Yeah. So I want to thank you so much for appearing on my podcast and talking about such an important and pertinent and crucial issue to the world, which is not addressed. People who have those kind, maybe particularly high functioning people, tend to try to mask those kinds of negatives that they have in there, and they don't give themselves the the light, the spotlight they deserve in their lives. They don't take control like normal people do, shall we say. So I think you are a light onto the world, and what you do is great. I love the name, of course. Who doesn't? Crazy Fitness Guy. I love what you do. I love the message of health as well as awareness. Yes, and I hope you keep doing it well into the future.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. Bye.
Thank you for having me.